Here's what Becky's doing this morning. She is watching some things on an online auction. There were a couple of things that I really wanted to bid on, but yeah, they already blew up. They're way past. Everything we're looking at will be over with by 10 o'clock. Unless they have issues. But anyway, you know how it is. You throw a bid up and somebody outbid you. Can't see the colors on the screen, dang it. There we go. The pink we've been outbid on.
Well, they can read. It says outbid.
Well, only if I get way up here like that, and then it's fuzzy. She thinks y'all can read that from here. There's multiples of a few things. And, all she can do is sit here and watch. Their plan at the auction is every 30 seconds they will close a lot. So, yeah, say, hour and flashed. Oh, because it reset. One of the things has an hour and 3 minutes left, and I think the last thing we're bidding on has an hour and 50 minutes or something like that. That's what's happening for her at the moment. When she's done with that, then I figure out if I go spend a bunch of money today or not. And she'll be finishing running the rake over what's cut. And we're gonna go see what we can do with a mower. I haven't got too much video today. You've seen Becky bidding for me. Ellen and I worked on this earlier and looked at some things. All that mud stuck on those rolls, you notice it isn't squished down. We're actually set to specs by the book, maybe a little tighter. That very end, they touch. Through the center, it's off and on touching. But you can see where it don't touch very tight, obviously. So we're gonna see if that'll tighten up. Because man, what I remember, we had an old 1469 self-propelled machine that, hell, Dad ran it until I was old enough to run it. And we trailered that sucker all over the country. It was too damn slow on the roads, so we had a trailer for it. Anyway, we cut 800 or 1,000 acres a year with that thing. It was slow, but it got the job done. And I remember you get a slug or something, and every time something went through those rolls, they would bang. And this thing, I've run sticks bigger than my arm through it. The only reason I know we ran the sticks through it is because the sticks ended up in the feeders when we were done feeding, you know? And it don't bang. Never has. So, thinking we're going to set her down a little tighter. Not only adjust the rolls so they're a little closer together, but crank that handle up there and make them tighter and see what happens there. And we was looking, those things sticking out the back under there, that's the back side of the shoes. They're all worn. They're original. Originally, those are only 3/16 inch thick material. And everything I've looked up today is 5/16 made out of AR 400. And what I'm thinking, I did see the optional 7-inch cut ones, and man, they move a long ways. But what I'm thinking is, why can't this damn thing be like the John Deere's we had were, and use those as skid plates under the middle, and put a regular shoe on each end. So I'm going to see what I can figure up for that. I may have to buy a new one or a new two. They're anywhere from, depending on where you look, $28 a piece, which I think is the thin ones like these. Otherwise about $54 a piece. And there's no reason why I can't weld a piece on the back and make it whatever freaking height I want. So that's kind of my thought on this anyway. And the bidding Becky was doing, there was a few things I was looking at. One thing I really wish we could have swung was Case IH MX 120 with a 640 loader on it, I think. No, loader wasn't brand new. Actually in pretty good shape though. The worst thing was the bucket connection was pretty well slopped out with 97 inch, anyway, somewhere in there, bucket with an ice grapple on it. Would have been nice. The front screen and all that stuff in front was gone. The hood was still there. Just had a, hey camera, what are you doing? Had a folding ROPS with a canopy on it. Everything worked fine. We found a leaky hose underneath, so you know, it needed a little TLC. Leaky hose on the loader too, just because the fitting wasn't tight. It went for $12,000. I did find an MX-120 out there in the world, somewhere back in the Midwest or back east. Same thing, without the cab, just the ROPS with the canopy. It's sitting on a dealer's lot for $23,000. This had 14,000 hours on it. That one I was found to compare to it had 13.8 or 13.6, something like that. 5.9 Cummins. Bumped the key and it was running, and when we looked at it, nobody had been around it. People had walked by it and looked at it, but nobody had gotten up in the seat and played with it, and everything worked. Except maybe the 3-point, electronic 3-point. I don't know if that was working or not, because I don't know how to work it. And, there was a couple of side-by-sides we were looking at. And believe it or not, the way this year might end up, because now they're saying we might have a wet summer, and I don't know. I was seriously considering, they had a 535 John Deere round baler. Well, it went for $2,000 today. Probably well worth it. It's going to need belts very soon, but you know, somebody could probably get 500 or 1,000 bales out of it before they just self-destruct. And what I did get, my initial thought for those tires sitting there was, if we can't get any new ones for the back of the 3394, leave the insides there and throw those on for duals, at least have something. And they're not the best, but they're good enough. They're not good enough to put on that tractor that's on the road too much, in the field too much, but for $60, those are more than good enough. I'll make a bracket or make a deal so we can bolt them up on the 3545 Massey. And they're a 10 hole, and unfortunately we're 9 hole on that tractor over there. The only with 10 holes, the 5288. So, you know, they can throw right on here too, it don't matter. Because its tires are just wonderful. Shittiest tires we've ever had on something as far as falling apart, but they're still on here. And I'm going to stay here in the shade, and there's a breeze right here. Focus. The tires right there, there's 4 tires right there for my skid steer. They had 4 lots of those. Becky missed out on the lot that went for $300. One lot went for $750. Another lot went for $400. We paid $4.25 for those. So I'm not complaining, because I mean, they're an off-brand, but they look to be a pretty good tire. What it says on the sidewall is specs we need, pretty heavy specs. So you know, we'll find out how they hold up. If they make it a year, it's still money well spent. I only get about 2 years, maybe 3 years on the more expensive tires. And I really kind of wish if she could have got the ones that went for $300, go with this, would have been fine. But anyway, I'm going to unload that stuff. I'm going to go hibernate somewhere. Oh yeah, and while we were gone, Thailand finished moving windrows over. Time we got back, she just got up and got cleaned up and was having lunch late. And I want to change battery and that thing, but I'm not going to do it right now. That was planned for this morning, but we had to discuss the auction stuff this morning and finish figuring that out. So anyway, there's the hay laying. We're supposed to be 95 to 105 degrees this weekend. So it may lay there. I don't know. It may lay there and not get turned. It'll hold some color. Let the heat go over. Because when it's that hot, nothing wants to work, and especially me. And we don't even have the baler hooked up yet, so hopefully get that done tomorrow when it's cooler in the morning. It's damn near 90 out here right now. So anyway, if you don't get nothing else, thank you all for watching. If I find something else of interest, hey, I'll put it on here. Hope you had a good Friday, and hope everybody has a good weekend.